A child starts to unravel in public. Most American parents would expect the familiar sequence: a warning, a firmer voice, maybe a consequence. But in many Japanese homes and preschools, the adult's first move is often quieter than that. They watch a little longer, step in a little earlier, use fewer words, and somehow, the child settles faster anyway. That difference points to something deeper. Calm children are often shaped long before punishment ever enters the room. For deeper parenting psychology that actually changes behavior, subscribe to Baby Cues Decoded. This is not a video about letting children do whatever they want, and it is not about pretending Japanese parenting is perfect. It is about a better question. What gets taught early enough that self-control becomes easier later? Because punishment can stop behavior in the moment, but calm, in the deeper sense, means something harder and more valuable. The ability to regulate, recover, tolerate frustration, and stay inside social expectations without constant emotional chaos. The AAP recommends teaching good behavior rather than punishing bad behavior, while Harvard's Serve and Return framework shows that responsive relationships help build the foundations of emotional well-being and social skills. Punishment can stop a moment, but it does not automatically build a calm child. Thing 1. They teach children that feelings should be read early, not only controlled late. The first thing many Japanese adults seem to teach early is this: do not wait for the behavior to become obvious before you start parenting it. There is a Japanese lens often described as mimamoru: watching, protecting, and not rushing in too loudly or too late. In Japanese preschool research, mimamoru is described as intentional watching and waiting, especially in children's conflicts, so adults do not instantly overpower the child's experience or take over the entire moment. A related study of Japanese parenting magazines found the same idea showing up in advice around dangerous behavior, conflict, sleep, and daily habit building. And I think this is where many American parents quietly lose leverage. They start parenting at the explosion. But the explosion was not the beginning. It was the loudest part. The real beginning was in the restless body, the hungry eyes, the louder voice, the glassy stare, the overstimulated movements, the tiny shift that says, "I'm getting close." That is the first invisible lesson. You do not have to scream for the adults to finally notice you. The child may not be calmer because adults punish less after the outburst. They may be calmer because adults got there sooner. A lot of what gets punished as bad behavior started as an unread signal. Thing 2. They teach that calm is something you practice with other people first. The second thing is even deeper. Many calm children are taught, very early, that calm is not something you magically produce on command. It is something you practice inside a relationship first. Harvard's Serve and Return framework makes this incredibly clear. When a child signals and a caring adult responds, those back-and-forth interactions help shape brain architecture and reinforce circuits involved in emotional well-being and social skills. UNICEF says children need responsive caregiving, security, and early learning experiences like talking, singing, and playing with attentive adults to nourish developing brains. And Healthy Children emphasizes that when children are stressed, a calm, connected adult can help lower stress and make big feelings easier to manage. So this is the second lesson Japanese parenting often teaches early. Before you control yourself well, you get controlled gently by a relationship. A child who is spoken to calmly, handled steadily, and emotionally organized again and again starts living inside a different expectation of what feelings are for. Feelings are not just things that get punished when they spill out. They are things that can be noticed, held, and gradually mastered. This is the first major reframe. The calm child is not always the child who is taught a lesson more forcefully. Very often, it is the child whose distress was met more steadily and earlier. Calm kids are not always the ones who are disciplined the most. Very often, they are the ones who were regulated the longest. Thing 3. They teach that you live inside a group, not just your own impulse. The third thing is where this starts becoming bigger than discipline. A calm child is not just a child who stops. It is a child who gradually learns to notice other people, tone, consequences, and belonging. Japanese preschool research is especially striking here. It argues that these practices scaffold a more collective, rather than mainly individual, locus of control. In conflict, mimamoru is not passive neglect. It can create room for empathy, problem-solving, and pro-social development rather than instant adult domination of the moment. In other words, the child is not only being told what rule they broke, they are slowly being taught how to feel the room. That is why the language changes. Less, "What's wrong with you?" More, "What happened here?" Less, "Stop crying." More, "Look at his face. What do you think he felt?" Less, "Because I said so." More, "Here's what we do in this family." Healthy Children makes the American bridge to this idea very clear too. Children learn by watching adults model manners, coping, communication, sharing, and kindness. So the real target is not mere rule compliance. It is conscience, empathy, and situational awareness. The deepest discipline is not fear. It is the moment a child starts carrying the room inside their conscience. Thing 4. They teach that daily rhythm is emotional protection, not just schedule. The fourth thing many Japanese parents seem to teach early is that rhythm is not just about convenience. It is about emotional protection. Healthy Children says children do best when routines are regular, predictable, and consistent. And AAP Guidance for Toddlers notes that when children know what to expect, they are less likely to have temper tantrums. That matters because calm is not only shaped in the dramatic moments. It is shaped in the ordinary architecture of the day. Waking, meals, cleanup, transitions, bedtime, goodbye. When those parts of life become more readable, the child spends less energy bracing against what comes next. And I think this is where many parents aim too late. They keep trying to solve calm at the level of consequences, when the deeper leverage is often in transitions, rehearsal, and rhythm. This is one reason some Japanese homes and classrooms can feel calmer from the outside. Many expectations are taught as repeated habits, not introduced only during moments of adult frustration. The lesson taught early is not just follow the rule. It is something deeper than that. Life has shape, and shape makes you safer. Children do not become calm only because they are corrected. They become calmer because life stops startling their nervous system all day. Thing 5. They teach that correction does not have to break connection. The fifth thing may be the most emotionally powerful of all. Many Japanese parents seem to teach, earlier than a lot of American parents do, that correction does not have to come wrapped in humiliation. The opposite of punishment is not permissiveness. It is firm, low-drama guidance that teaches without shaming. The AAP says effective discipline focuses on teaching good behavior rather than punishing bad behavior. And Healthy Children says spanking and harsh words are harmful and do not work well. Instead, it recommends healthier approaches like positive reinforcement, limit setting, redirecting, and clear expectations. That is why the strongest correction often looks quieter than people expect. You get lower instead of looming. You use fewer words instead of flooding the moment. You help name the feeling so the child is not left alone inside it. You hold the boundary. And if you handle the moment badly, repair matters. I got too loud. Let's try that again. Healthy children's guidance on big feelings makes the same point in practical form. Helping children feel understood makes emotions easier to manage. So the fifth lesson Japanese parents often seem to teach earlier is this: mistakes do not have to end belonging, and limits do not have to come wrapped in humiliation. Many adults think punishment communicates seriousness, but what it often communicates is adult overwhelm. Fear may stop a moment, but it does not teach the kind of calm you want to live with years from now. So how do you use this without trying to become some imitation of another culture? Start simpler than that. Watch sooner, not louder. Lower your voice before you lower the consequence. Ritualize transitions so the day feels more readable. Name the feeling, hold the boundary, and repair quickly if you mishandle the moment. And model the room awareness you want the child to grow into, because healthy children repeatedly emphasizes routines, emotional language, and modeling as core ways children learn behavior. Parents do not need a new identity. They need a few better defaults. You do not need to become Japanese. You need a calmer first move and a more readable day. So no, this is not about copying Japan perfectly. It is about seeing something more clearly. Many calm children are not shaped by one powerful punishment. They are shaped by a long pattern: earlier noticing, borrowed calm, stronger social awareness, steadier rhythm, and correction that does not break connection. If you want calmer kids, the real question is not how to scare them into control. It is how often their nervous system gets to practice calm in the presence of someone stronger, steadier, and safe. That is where self-control begins.